In this example, a positive integer is 6 more than 24 times another. Their product is 234. Find the two integers. All right, so this is an application problem, except for it's not really a real-world application. Things we need to know. What is a positive integer? An integer is just some number that's, it's like a whole number or a negative whole number. So it's like, 0, 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth, but also the negative numbers. So think positive or negative whole numbers. But if we're talking about a positive integer, then we're talking specifically about 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So let's we're going to have two numbers. Let's use x and y. Doesn't really matter. Let x be the positive integer and y be the other positive integer. Okay, so then one of them is 6 more than 24 times the other. So we're going to use this information right here. We're going to translate that directly into an equation. So a positive integer, let's say the x, is, the word is can be thought of as the equal symbol. It's 6 more than 24 times the other. So let's do 24 times the other number and then add 6 to that. So I'll say it's 24y plus 6. All right, this other piece of information, their product is 234. The word product means you multiply. So x times y equals 234. Okay, with these two equations, I can actually plug this information here as x is equal to this expression. Just replace x with that whole expression. So 24y plus 6 times y equals 234. Now I have an equation that only involves one variable instead of two. This one I can solve. Let's open up the parentheses by distributing that y. This gives me 24y squared plus 6y equals 234. So this is a quadratic equation, and I can solve by bringing the 234 over to the other side to have 0 on the other. So I'll subtract 234 from both sides. 24y squared plus 6y minus 234 equals 0. So you can try factoring if you like, or I think what I'll do is use the quadratic formula. It's a is 24, b is 6, c is negative 234. And in order to use the quadratic formula, which I'll just write it down here, when you have ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, x is negative b plus or minus the square root, b squared minus 4ac, all over 2a. Okay, and in this case, we don't have an x, we have a y. And I really like to do the discriminant calculation first. So I'll do the b squared minus 4ac. So b is 6. So 6 squared minus 4 times 24 times negative 234. I'll just plug that right into my calculator. So 6 squared minus 4 times 24 times negative 234. Okay, 22,500. Okay, so now that I have that, I'll go ahead and plug all this into the quadratic formula. Instead of writing x, though, I'll write y, just because I'm using y. So y equals negative b, so negative 6, plus or minus square root of all this stuff that I just did. So 22,500. All over 2 times a is 24. So I'll just do a little simplification. Negative 6 plus or minus the square root of that number is 150. All over 2 times 24, which is 48. All right, Now I just have to remember that this splits it up into two possibilities for y. Y is either negative 6 plus 150 over 48 or negative 6 minus 150 over 48. And actually, right away, I know this is going to be, what, negative 156 divided by 4. This is going to be a negative number. So automatically I can rule it out because my two numbers are supposed to be positive. So I don't even have to do that calculation. But negative 6 plus 150, that'll give me 144. And if I divide by 48, I'll get 3. So y equals 3. And let's make sure does this answer the question? Find the two integers. So 3 is the first integer. We can find the second integer by using this equation. X will be 24 times whatever y was, which we got, y is 3, and then plus 6. So 24 times 3 plus 6 is 78. So now I can state what my solution is. The two numbers are 3 and 78.